Hey everyone, welcome back to another What's for Dinner video. If you're new, my name is Amanda. I've got 3 delicious and easy meals for you today. Turkey soup, Veggie Packed Meatloaf, and Chicken Alfredo Pizza. All of these meals are sure to please. So let's get to it. So first we've got the turkey soup. Now I will say I had to use chicken in this. We were out of turkey. So this is very flexible for sure. You can swap those out how you'd like. It's really using what was left over from Thanksgiving, some of my odds and ends. So none of these are measured, but you can, there's probably maybe about a cup of onions, diced onions going in here. Maybe about a half a cup of diced celery. It's like you can really vary this however much you want to put in there, however big a batch you want to make. And then I've got some chopped carrots, probably about a cup or so of those going in there as well. We're going to also add some seasonings. I've got some onion powder going in, and this is something you can be very flexible with, whatever you like. I really like this all-purpose seasoning mix, so I put that in a lot of things. You'll probably see me use that a lot, and I've got quite a bit of that I put in there. I'm also putting garlic powder. I put garlic powder and onion powder in almost just about everything. So those are always common things to me. I've also got some rosemary going in there. I forgot to show that to the camera. And this is some Penzeys pasta sprinkle. It's kind of almost like a more of an Italian type seasoning. It's really good. I highly recommend it for sure. So I'm just kind of, stirring this around, letting it kind of saute those spices just a little bit, get everything good and mixed together. And then I'm going to add in my stock. And I had made I had some drippings from my turkey, and then I also had some stock I had made from the bones and everything that was left from the turkey. And so I'm kind of adding all that in here to get all that good and good flavor into the soup. I have to say this turned out so good that I actually bought another turkey just so I can make this soup. So it really was delicious. We really enjoyed it. I've got some corn going in here, and now you can totally, if you want to add green beans, peas, whatever. This is really kind of a, use whatever you like soup. I think a lot of soups kind of come together like that. So I also put a bay leaf in here. I forgot to show that. So there is a bay leaf floating around in there somewhere. And I'm just boiling that, cooking it for just a little bit. Once it came to a boil, I went ahead and added my frozen chicken. And I just pulled that from the freezer that I had. That way I could use that since we didn't have any turkey left. And then I'm also going to add in some macaroni noodles. I used the shell noodles, and then also use the mini bow tie pasta. You can use, again, whatever you like. I have to be honest, I really liked the shells a little better, I think, myself. And so next time I think I'll definitely use more of those instead of the bow ties. But I do like the bow ties too. So you're just going to cook this until the pasta is done. That's usually about 7 or 8 minutes or so. And then once it's done, it's good to go. I'm just dishing it out here. Like I said, this was so good that I literally actually bought another turkey just to make this soup. I probably will go ahead and use turkey that time, just since I already have turkey to use for it. But I cannot wait to make this again. It was so very good. I'll write everything down in the description box because I didn't follow a recipe, but I'll kind of write down what I did, and then that way y'all can do that too. But it's super simple to throw together. So next we have Veggie Packed Meatloaf. And I fried up some potatoes and Brussels sprouts, cooked some Brussels sprouts to have with it. So I'm just chopping up some of these potatoes here so that we can get those fried up. I've got just like the little baby ones. I get these at Sam's. They're already supposed to be pre-washed. I still kind of rinse them just real quick after I get them cut, just to kind of get a little bit of the starch off of them as well. And I've just had a few that were kind of not so good on the inside and kind of tossed those away. But I've got all those cut up and ready to go. I'm going to saute them. I've got I think this was about 3 to 4 tablespoons of butter. And then I'm just going to fry them in my cast iron skillet. I absolutely love using cast iron. It just really seems to do good with so many things. I've got some Tuscan Sunset seasoning, which is basically an Italian type seasoning going on there. And again, this is just something where you can use all kinds of different seasonings, depends on how you want it to taste. I just kind of throw in what sounds good to me when I do stuff like this. I also put in some Trader Joe's onion salt. I love Trader Joe's so much, but we don't have one locally. It would be so nice. I think I would just not know what to do myself if I had one right in my town. It would be so awesome. And then I've got, of course, that all-purpose seasoning again. You'll see that a lot because I really do enjoy that seasoning. Now, I do want to add in here that you won't actually see me prepare the meatloaf because I actually pulled it out of my freezer. It was before I even started doing YouTube videos, so I don't have that filmed for you. But next time I make one, I will definitely film it so that you can see me do that. I will have the recipe linked from my blog for the Veggie Packed Meatloaf so that you can make sure to check that out. It's a great way to sneak in veggies for kids, and you can even grind up the veggies a little more if you need to. So I've just added a little bit of chicken broth in here so it can kind of steam those potatoes a little bit too, just to make sure they get good and done. And then I cover that and let them continue to cook until they're tender. And so I'm just actually testing a few of those to make sure they are good and done. And then once they've got to my liking, I go ahead and set them aside. I've got the oven actually going with the meatloaf in it right now. I forgot to get footage of showing you me putting it in there, but like I said, it came straight from the freezer, so it was pretty basic. And I've got some Brussels sprouts that I made there too. Those potatoes turned out really well. My daughter had mentioned she wanted some fried potatoes, so this is the meatloaf. And it's not the easiest thing to get a good lighting on meatloaf, so they look pretty dark, but you'll see when I have it cut on a plate here in a minute and see that all the good veggies inside. And this really is such a good meatloaf recipe. Like I said, I will link that in the description below. You can definitely grind those veggies smaller if you need to for your kids. So next we've got the Chicken Alfredo Pizza. This is a super simple recipe. It's not really a recipe, it's more of a method, I guess, really. But you can use any kind of flatbread, any kind of, naan bread, whatever you want to use. These are they're called pizza crusts, but I get them at Publix. And then this is just some jarred Alfredo sauce that I'm spreading on there. Now, you can use, whatever kind of Alfredo sauce. You could change it up, like I bet a mushroom one. I've seen that before. That would probably be really good. You could definitely vary this. So it's just, we used to go to Olive Garden a long time ago. They used to have like a chicken Alfredo flatbread, and my husband loved it so much. So we've tried to kind of make that at home a little bit every now and then, and things like this really kind of hit the spot for that craving. And I'm just putting some cooked chicken on here, layering that on there. Again, you can put as much or as little as you like of it. And then I'm actually going to add a little bit of onion to one side. Everybody doesn't like onion, so I didn't want to put it on the whole thing and then everybody had to pick it off. So I just put some on a little bit of the corner. And that's what's really neat about something like this, is you can really customize it. You could even fix more than two if you need more than two of these. And really everybody can kind of do their own kind of thing on their side of it. So very versatile, very easy, and very yummy. So this is my favorite cheese. If y'all have tried Tillamook, you will understand what I mean. I don't know, it just seems so much better. So when it goes buy one get one free at Publix, that's when I try to really stock up on it. But we're just layering however much cheese you'd like to put on here. You could also add some Parmesan or something if you want to. We just always do mozzarella. We put this in a 350 degree oven just until it's done to your liking. We just kind of keep an eye on it. I'd start checking it probably around 10, 15 minutes, something like that. So we decided to do some broccoli with this to have a veggie to go along with it. I've got 3 tablespoons of butter melted in that pan, and then I'm adding probably about a tablespoon of garlic. This is just something I just kind of thought of. I wanted some garlic lemony kind of, taste to the broccoli, and so I decided to do this, and it turned out really well. I'm really glad that I tried this. But I've got a package of broccoli going in here. This is just fresh broccoli, and I'm just going to get it stirred around and get it coated kind of with the butter and the garlic. I've also juiced 1 lemon, and I added almost all of that. You'll see me do that in just a minute. It was, I didn't want to get it too strong on the lemon, so it's hard to know for sure sometimes till you taste it, but, and then I've added a little bit of chicken broth just so that the broccoli doesn't burn, and, it can kind of steam as it cooks. So there was me adding the lemon juice. Also put some lemon pepper seasoning in it too. We really liked this a lot. It turned out really good. The only thing is that a lot of my broccoli turned like brownish in parts. I don't know if that was from the lemon or what. I haven't done this before with broccoli. And I may experiment with adding the lemon at a different time, maybe a little bit after it's steamed or something, to eliminate that issue, and we'll see if it fixes it next time. But this was so good. I loved that lemon garlic, taste to it. It went really well with the pizza for sure. This is definitely a fast, easy way to have a sort of pizza, and it makes for a very quick, delicious meal, which you could change up in so many different ways and have so many different versions of it. So definitely let me know what your favorite pizza toppings are. Have you tried like an Alfredo pizza before? I'd definitely be interested in seeing what all kinds of toppings y'all like. But here we are, my finished plate. This was mine. Like I said, it's so good. We really enjoyed it. I love that broccoli. I will definitely be making that again. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate all your support. If you enjoyed this video, I'd appreciate it if you give me a thumbs up. And if you like content like this, definitely make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. See you in the next one.